John! You getting dizzy?
And it's welcome back time to the early morning Sunday show. Currently hiring co-hosts. Well, no, I'm not, but word on Cat, nothing. Checked around, shelter, stuff like that. Nothing. I don't know. Could still come back. Wouldn't that be a surprise? Can you imagine how dirty he would be? Oof, what a bath, man. But yeah, nothing. I was told, though, leave the cat. The cat's still part of it. So, yeah. But that's the way it is. Well, got a lot of great stuff, as always. You could see we are getting there. Got to put up some paintings. I got a closet that I got to get fixed up. There's still some stuff in here. This is getting close, but as far as the move, I'm working 6-7 days a week right now. I get in, leave the house by about 6 a.m. I get home around 6. This whole retirement gig job just it's frightening. I am working so much. It's in the office, so I'm not out there, emptying, draining pools and that. I need to get into doing some of that, but I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing. I haven't done invoice. I've worked with invoicing. I understand invoicing. I approve invoicing, and I could do it on the computers. It's just a whole new gig and a whole new words. And at 65, it's like, here you go. But making progress. I hired a crew in. I got the couple people that worked there their whole life. There's like 3 of them. They're blown away by the crew that I put together to help this summer. So that's exciting, and we're making some progress, but I'm behind on watching videos. I'm behind on comments. I'm behind. I've been to one record store just because I had to go get, that cancer stuff cut out, and that's it. I don't have time. I don't need to take lunch. I eat lunch at my desk. It quiets down, supposedly, about a week after Memorial Day, because right now you open pool, this is broke, that's broke, we need this part, a wedge, a what, and it's like, blah, 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 blah. That's what it sounds like. I'm learning, but, I'm not a quick study anymore, shall we say, but, yeah, I mean, it's better than sitting around, right? And my son's paid me well. Today, I babysit. Yeah, they're going out. My kids are going out for to do something finally. And so I'm going in, me and the wife, for about 6-7 hours babysitting Aiden. So there we go. High paid babysitter. I'll bring my work computer and still work, because we're going 7 days a week right now. Actually, we're 7 days a week all summer. So, Okay. Oh, well. Let's say I don't listen to a lot of music or anything else, but I do have these, and I have listened to them, so let's talk some music. I had a colonoscopy. This was cool. So I go in. So, again, I'm going to, getting ready, prep and all that. It's actually kind of fun. You're talking to all these different people, and I got like 1 billion people coming in. It's like, I haven't met you before. How are you doing? Oh, wow. I just kind of take it in stride. But so they wheel me in, so we're ready to go here. We're going to find out. I already warned them. I says, listen, the crap you gave me to prep, well, it never quite cleans me out, so it's gonna be a little murky in there, shall we say. I think that's a good word for it. I have to go back in another year. They're going to give me 2 days of prep next time. 2 days of prep. For those of you who have a colonoscopy, you know what that means. 2 days of prep. Awesome. Not. So we go in. There's the anesthesiologist. He introduces himself. Says, hey, want some music? I go, yeah, why don't we do some music? Pops it on. It's Jimi Hendrix. I go, this is going to be a good trip. And he goes, oh yeah, it will be. I tried to keep my eyes open, and the room began to spin, and out you go. Best part about a colonoscopy is it's the best little bit of sleep you're ever going to get. It takes a half hour. So All right, but yeah, so everyone I meet seems to be a lot of rock and rollers out here playing stuff. We got birth, records, and death. Well, look at that. I got birth records, and I have not died yet, so we're doing all right. But let's begin with, look at this one. So this is the brand new. I know this came out a month, 2 months ago, but I haven't been able to play it. But Happiness Bastards. Happiness Bastards. What a great title. Hey, man, you're a happiness bastard. Well, yes, I am. From the Black Crowes. Obviously, you've probably already heard about this, seen it, because it's been around, but you haven't heard it from me. So, the inside. And the hype sticker was kind of neat. They gave a little Black Crow sticker on there. I thought it was nice. And as far as anything interesting in here, inner sleeve has lots of blah, 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 blah. You know, look at all those words. Like anybody can really read that. I mean, why bother? Black vinyl. Went cheap. Actually, it's a pretty inexpensive album, around 25 bucks. So, Black Crowes from Atlanta, formed in 84, broke up in 02, formed in 05, broke up in 2015, reformed in 2019. Yes, this is the Robinson Brothers, Chris and Rick, like the Kinks, like the guys from, was it Bush? No, Oasis. I mean, sometimes brothers just don't get along. You know, and they're opposites. And like my two sons, if they had a band, it'd be awful. It would just be awful because they're opposites. Happens a lot, but yeah, the Black Crowes, they have put out 9 studio albums, 4 live albums. So, they've done a lot. And, when they began in 84. They were called Mr. Crow's Garden. It was named after a book that they had read, Mr. Crow's Garden. And it was more 60s side, kind of classic Southern rock. Well, they began to morph their sound more into a 70s blue rock, and they changed their name to the Black Crowes, which is a better name, yes. I wonder if there's white crows, like an albino crow. Can there be albino birds? I don't think so, but that'd be kind of neat to see. I digress as usual. So this is like back to basics. Their first album came out in 1990. I remember that was one of the final albums I was able to buy, Shake Your Money Maker. And that really made a huge splash. And they had like Southern Harmony. And I bought a few of their CDs. And I'm really tired of them. I don't like, they seem to mellow out or whatever, more ballads coming. I totally fell off. So when this came out, I was kind of, Black Crowes. Okay, yeah, whatever. And I was hearing some of the reviews. Wow, this is great. This is great. This is great. Okay, all right. I'm trying it. Some of you that I really, really trust a lot, and I know you're not trying to just make me spend money. I went and bought this thing, and wow, this is really good. This is like back to basics. This it's really what's on. I mean, it just starts with those first songs. We got Besides Manners, Rats and Clowns. Those first 2 songs, it just takes off like a jet engine. I mean, like a jet. Man, it just, bam, hits you. Fantastic. Cross Your Fingers. It starts kind of slow with this acoustic number. Quieter vocals. And then once again, things take off. And in a way it goes. Cross Your Finger. That was Cross Your Fingers, exactly. Bend It Dry, Blow It Dry. Was that? No, Bleed It Dry. Bleed It Dry was the song. Just one of the heaviest blues numbers they've ever done. Fantastic. You have something like Wilted Rose, which is a quieter ballad. But for the most part, this is heavy rockers. I mean, Wanting and what was it here? Wanting and Waiting. It's cool. They got this gospel like background choir happening in there, which fits their type of music, and just an awesome organ going on. It is, yeah, really good 70s blues rock. It truly was a great album. To me, it's the best Black Crowes album there is. Possibly top 10. Possibly by the end of the year. Right now, the way I'm going, might be my only album. No, I got a couple other new albums this year, but shall we say I have not been buying it. Since Sam the Vinyl Douche disappeared, I have saved so much money. I mean, a lot of your guys influence me. Don't worry, you do. You make me spend money. But Sam the Vinyl Douche, that guy was expensive. Hope he's doing, I don't know, maybe he's out with Cat. Could be. He could be out with Cat. I mean, they both disappeared on me, so I don't know. This is from Record Store Day. Dean and Britta, La Aventura. La Aventura. Wow, sounds like I could speak a foreign language, which we know I'm unable to even speak English. They're from New York. They formed in 2003. Of course, Dean Wareham from Luna, Galaxy 500. Britta had a group called The Gems, but Wareham heard a demo from her. He was working on a solo album, and he was given a demo of a female vocalist, and he heard this. He goes, wow, really liked it. And he said, do you want to join me? So she did, and they began to work on these songs, and eventually they married. And they're still married, and they do, Record Store Day. They do music as Dean and Britta. I think they have 3 out, maybe 4, but also Luna kind of is back and touring, and so I just wish they'd come out this way. It's a 2-album set. Originally, this came out, I think it was only CD only back in 2003, but now it is, on vinyl. I love Dean Wareham. I have a solo album from Britta, actually a nice autographed version of it. Really nice. So this was released in 2003. Tony Visconti is the producer of it. And it's a collection of originals and covers. I mean, they have Buffy St. Marie's Moonshot. They do Madonna's I Deserve It. Phillips, Your Baby. Yeah, it's just a variety in here. A couple from Buffy St. Marie. Yeah, there's a number of covers. More obscure type covers, though. This is just Dean and Britta. They're singing. They're like trading flirtatiously. It just comes off as this wistful laments, and it's done over this kind of a bed of strings. It's beautiful. It's a gorgeous sounding album. They do a cover of The Doors' Indian Summer. That was really, really neat. Again, originally it was 11 songs. Here now it's 20. Wareham has these kind of Lou Reed type vocals, while Britta, it's just her vocals are this cooing type. I mean, it's dreamy pop, relaxing, lights down low type music. Just wonderful album. Neutral Spirits, and they've been doing this series. I got my book unpacked. Look, I could do the Acid Archives if I knew what the hell I even had, second edition. I used to have a first edition Bill Young had, I bought from Bill Young. It was a pricey book, yeah, that went out in the flood, but I did get another one in. This is put together very nicely. This is a great book. I got it off Amazon. I think it was off Amazon. And it is, Look at that. Well done, well written, very interesting book. You know, it's not my wheelhouse, but I like a lot of this music. Some of it I don't. Folk psych, you might as well just forget it. What what I really like, this one here, The Knights of Fuzz, New Garage and Psychedelic Music Explosion. This one I dig into. The thing is, you look at, you know how nice those articles were. You know, these are short, but they go into just it's a 45, it's whatever. And it's broken into different sections. The other book's better organized, in my opinion. You know, they show a picture of every album that they're talking about, but this is the one I use a lot. I'll go on there and then I start checking prices and buy stuff that I read off of this thing. So, but I like them both. So, a lot of people are doing the Acid Archives. I'd like to jump into it. I may. Chances are it's already been done, whatever I would find. And I'm not going to go back through and try to figure out who's done what. But Neutral Spirits. Vinyl Richie showed this one, and someone else showed this one. But Vinyl Richie somehow, he said Velvet Underground type sound. Well, yeah, you throw Velvet Underground, okay, and here I come. All right. These were young lads, young high school lads from the in the early 70s from Tennessee, home of so much famous garage rock bands as, well, Elvis, Tennessee, right? Memphis. But doesn't matter. Okay, so they were a short-lived combo. Didn't last very long. They came up, Neutral Spirits, the name came up with. They opened up a dictionary. La, 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 la. I like this word. I like this word. That's what we'll call ourselves, Neutral Spirits. There is no meaning behind it except we used a dictionary like so many people did. They were in high school. They began, so they formed their band. They were friends. There's two brothers and a friends, and so did church basement things. They did, they did talent shows, but finally they began to make it big. Things began to fall in place for these guys. They became the house band at every Saturday night. They were the house band at the roller rink. By God, and when you become the house band at the roller rink, you got something happening, and that's what happened. And everyone's saying, "You guys need to put out an album. You guys are great. You need to put out an album." So they did. They made an album. They put out. They pressed 500 copies of this, and there was a fire, and 400 of them burned up. So it was like 100 originals out there. Well, you can bet that's fairly pricey. This is a 2008. Version of this because this is really good. It really is. It was Doors inspired because you have this great fuzz and distortion happening within the guitars. These kids are having some fun. You have Flower, which is like a 7-minute fuzz fest happening. Speaking Freely it's a protest song. Flying, if I believe that almost had a protest going on. Power City really was an interesting one. I mean, there's a whole lot of fuzz happening here. I mean, when they were trying to sell this album, they were selling it at their gigs, and the local IGA grocery store had it. So, it never got past their town. So, yeah, Neutral Spirits. Great album. And you can buy these reissues pretty inexpensive out there. And so if you're interested, take a look at Discogs. And yeah, really liked it.
We can leave it this way.
Something we may know a little bit more. Nick Drake. Died when he was only 26, born in 48, passed in 74. Sad life. Put out 3 albums. Of those 3 albums, all 3 albums together, he sold a total of 4,000 That's it. 3 albums, sold a total of 4,000. And it's just depression. Yeah, really bad depression. It got worse. He loved marijuana. He smoked a lot of marijuana to try to help him cope. But he smoked copious amounts of marijuana, so much, paranoia and all that began to go in. He finally died of antidepressants. Took too many. He didn't want people to know he's on antidepressants because then they thought that he might have a problem or wherever. But he wouldn't talk or anything. People already knew he pretty much had a problem. It just, everybody knew it. It's just he didn't think everyone knew it, and he didn't want it to be shown. So, but this was his 3rd album, Pink Moon. It came out in 1972. This was recorded in just 2 nights. It was just himself, his acoustic guitar, and John Wood, the engineer. And John Wood had done Brighter Later, I believe. So, and it was an album that Drake wanted to have just stripped down, just him and his guitar, because he felt Brighter Later, it had strings, it had horns, it had too much. It wasn't him. He wanted an album that was him. And so this probably best represents Nick Drake. It's haunting. There's a beauty to it. I learned Nick Drake I've said this before, through a VW commercial in the 90s. Pink Moon became this VW for VW cars, and was just one of the most beautiful commercials as they're driving in a dark night, starry night, and Pink Moon is playing. Gosh, that is one of the most gorgeous songs ever, and it is. Now, there's piano on here, and there is some overdubbed piano, but very little. Pink Moon's really about it. So when I heard this beautiful song, and I love the piano part, I went and I bought a CD, and I go, God, I don't know about the rest of it. It's really kind of depressing, and it's quiet. I didn't dig it that much, but I love Pink Moon. It's just the rest of it is not Pink Moon. But then I was shopping once down in Cincinnati area, and I found, I was at a record store, and they had this 3-box set of Nick Drake, and I bought that, Fruit Tree. Sadly lost, but I saved the vinyl. And there I was introduced to the rest of Nick Drake, and I really fell in love with this guy. This album has gotten better. I bought this reissue, and I have really found, okay, here's what I was missing, and I'm enjoying it a lot more. I mean, sadly, again, he wouldn't promote it. He refused to promote it because he had such anxiety, stage anxiety. He couldn't talk to people, refused to talk to people. He wouldn't stare him in the eye. I mean, he just couldn't do it. And after 72, basically he had to go home and live with them. They were trying to promote him, but he wouldn't do a thing with it. And eventually he had to be dropped. This album is 28 minutes long. That's it, 14 minutes aside. It's just an album of haunting beauty. Haunting beauty. And just amazing. So, it's a sad album. Yeah, Brighter Later is a happier, cheerier album. But, yeah, wonderful stuff. Nice reissue.
See it face to face.
Reggae. We haven't done reggae in a long time, have we? And here we go. We got the African Brothers from Jamaica, formed in '69, broke up in the '70s. And on the African Brothers, it is a trio, and we have coming in Lincoln, Sugar, Minot. There is Winter, Tony Tuff, Murati, I think. I could have that one wrong. Doug, and Derek Bubbles Howard. That's the 3. Really a kind of a minor league group, but they did some work with King Tubby here. And so that's what this is about. And, King Tubby, this is pure dub. This is just pure dub. Lee Scratch Perry would add other things to it. This is all about, the vocals, but also, it's It's homemade echo, homemade reverb going on, and nothing really else on there. So it's a great example of 70s homemade dub before they added a whole bunch more on here. 12 original B-sides. This music was found. This album came out. I mean, they broke up, you know, and I said the mid-70s. They found these B-sides just laying around. Some of them, you know, were on vinyl, little 45s, because they never had really an album. Some tapes. You can hear, I mean, some are dirty, they're scratchy, there's static happening, but it kind of adds to it. I mean, it's not bad at all. I kind of like this. It was pretty good to listen. I'm not a huge reggae. My reggae collection, a lot of it is based upon Doug in his channel. And when it comes to reggae, Doug at Fat City Vinyl, that's my man. He really explores individual artists. Well worth. You want to learn about reggae, Doug, Fat City Vinyl. But yeah, this wasn't bad. Very stripped down. Very stripped down. Again, found these things, and so yeah, interesting stuff. That's what we got for this week. Yeah, you can see. Yeah, I used to be able to see really easily what I have coming up to show, but it's way back here. I got to figure out how best to go with the camera here and everything. But yeah, I get more room up this way. It's just, it's not a wide room. It's more long and narrow, and I want to get a second chair, so if by chance someone decides to come over, hey, they can listen to music with me. And if any of you are in Denver, and there's some people watching in Denver, I don't know if there is, but let me know, for God's sakes. You can maybe force me to get into a record store and, you know, do some damage. So, yeah, meetups, that's what I like. But thanks for watching. Thanks for joining. And, hey, have yourself a great week. And we'll see you midweek. I may have 3 this week. I want to do something about what I learned from moving. The good and the bad, the ugly. Thanks. Bye.